In this video, we're going to show you how to upgrade your Pixel version 1 to a Pixel version 2 board that will allow you to store animations locally and run them without having to have a device connected. So for this upgrade, we're going to need two tools, flathead screwdriver, and a Phillips screwdriver. First thing we'll do is we want to take off this case. There's 4 screws, so we'll just unscrew all 4. Okay, we've got the 4 screws off, so let's just put these aside somewhere and remove the case. And now let's first remove the power cable here, because we're not going to need this one. And let's remove the other end of the cable using your flathead screwdriver. There's 2 screws right here. Just undo those guys. Okay, so this cable we can set aside. We won't need this one anymore, so let's just put that away. Let's now unplug the ribbon cable on the old board. And let's also unplug the cable that goes to the other end of the proximity sensor on this board here. Unplug that guy. And we are going to reuse the Bluetooth dongle on the old board. So let's now take this board out. So take your Phillips screwdriver and undo these 4 screws. Okay, and now we can pop out the board, and we're just going to pop off this dongle here, and we'll reuse this dongle on the new board. And so while we have the dongle handy, let's go ahead and take the new board and just pop that in right now. Okay, so on this board, we want to make sure that this toggle switch is switched on the host side over on the left side. We don't want it on device. Device is if you were connecting Pixel over USB to a PC and instead of the dongle, you had a USB cable plugged in, which also works fine, by the way. But for now, we want to use USB mode, so make sure it's on this side and it's pointing towards host. Okay, so let's just go ahead and set the new board down right here. And we're going to unscrew this screw right here. So get your Phillips and unscrew that guy. And just keep the screw with you. And let's zoom in. And if you look right here, there's a hole. And there's also a hole in the board right here. So we're simply going to attach the board like so. Let's move this ribbon cable out of the way. And you don't need to screw this one too tight, just tight enough. So now let's take the ribbon cable and plug it into the new board. This cable has a notch, so don't worry, you can't screw up. It can only go in one way, but you'll notice that the notch is up. And we're also going to need a different power cable. So the old power cable we set aside. This is the new power cable that would have come with your kit. This also only goes in one way, so don't worry, you can't mess up. Let's plug one inside here and the other one here. And then lastly, let's just plug in the power. And the power, it's a right angle connector. It's going to sit up a little bit next to the dongle here. That's okay. Go ahead and just make sure the cable is like this. And before we put on the case, just one last double check. Power cable connected, ribbon cable connected to the LED matrix, proximity cable connected, and Bluetooth dongle here, and then the switch, toggle switch has been set to host, which is all the way over down here, and then of course you've got power. If you've got all those connections, then you are good to put the case back on. And with the case, just grab those 4 screws that you had from the beginning and pop them in. and you're good.